I got emails from two different people asking literally the same, which is how can I create those soft but snappy Rominimal kick sounds like Barac, like Petre Inspirescu, and so on. So the answer is to use a drum synth with the sine wave. So let's jump in how we can create that. So before we start, I just quickly wanted to mention that you can download the whole drum rack, which we are going to use here today. So you can create your very own Rominimal kick and clap sounds and hi-hats if you like. So just go to the link below. You can download it for free, of course. And yeah, so let's have a listen first to the kick. This is the kick. And I got inspired by the Silat Beksi kick. This is a little bit, the pitch is a little bit deeper, but who cares, right? The vibe is similarly. It's a soft attack. Now, how do we create that? So first let's have a listen to this Silat Beksi to analyze it. So it's also very soft, right? It comes zik, zik. But it has this little snap on top. And what I also hear is some kind of reverby sound on the top end. Sounds like a reverb tail somehow. Let's listen to this one. Without snap. So we have here 3 different layers. So let's jump in how we can create this actual sound. Before we do that, let's just listen the whole thing in context. Basically just a loop. The thing that I was using here is the Ableton's drum synth. It has actually a drum synth built in, but people, I don't know, people don't know about it. Even I didn't know about it. So if you use Ableton Suite, you have it built in as a Max device, and all you need to do is search by DS kick, all results, and then you get these drums. DS stands for drum synth drum rack. I have set it up here already, but let's create a new one. Put it in here, and now you have different sounds that you can synthesize by yourself, which is really cool, man. And here we have the kick. Now you have also claps and stuff, hi-hats, whatever. You can create your custom sounds out of this, and it sounds really good in my opinion. Now on this Rominimal kick sound, let me explain quickly what everything does here. So it's basically self-explanatory, but the pitch, of course. Let's go to the other one and solo this one quickly. So this is the first layer. As I mentioned, here we have the pitch, then we have a drive and OT knob. The OT knob means that you can add harmonics to it. See? Drive knob to fatten it up a little bit. Attack. and click, this snappy sound. Decay, how long the kick should be, right? And then the most important thing here for this particular Rominimal track or kick is the envelope modulation knob. See, and if I turn it down really far, you can get it really soft. So you basically can determine how soft you want it. And what I did is I was using this little bass line from the Silat Beksi sample pack, just to show you some stuff how I would do it. So I play the bass line, and then I would go and tweak the decay, right? The note lengths, right? Close my eyes. Something like this, so it gets the groove running with the bass line together. Now if I would turn it up, the envelope modulation knob, it would sound like this. So we can determine the attack, right? Not just here. I like doing it here. And it's up to you how you want to do it, right? So this is the first layer. What I then did was copying this one, Command D, to a new layer. And this is actually, let's have a listen. Just a different setting, right, with distortion. And what I wanted to do is adding another layer for some kind of the mid or top sound of the kick. And I cut out the low end with the EQ up to 150 Hertz. Let's mute this bass line quickly. So this is the second layer, right? With the first one. This is the first one only. Both together. Now I can mix it in to taste. Third layer was actually just a sample from it's called vinyl carving station, which is a technique of actually cutting some holes and yeah, cutting actually a real vinyl record, and then it gets some sounds out of it, some clicks, some pops, right? But I got this from a contact player, I guess. So this is just to add a little bit of a snap. All three together. Again, just doing it to taste, I don't know. And then I added a reverb, but I cut all the lows at the very lows. I cut the lows on the very lows, yeah. And I also did it in stereo, in mono, sorry, because this is a kick and we don't want to have stereo information on the sides because we lose punch and stuff. So let's have a listen. Something like this. And at the very end I was compressing the whole thing a little bit, just a tiny little bit. Give it a little bit glue, and then at the end, just to make sure that everything is mono down there, I use this utility bass mono up to 106 Hertz. And that's it already. Can make it a little bit softer if you want to. Maybe dial this. And now we can experiment, right? I also like it without all the effects here, but it's a taste thing in the end. And you really can determine how much attack you want. As a little bonus, I wanted to show you the same thing on the clap. And sometimes what I hear on Rominimal micro house tracks is this kind of this clap, this effect. It's actually maybe made with this DS clap, I don't know. Yeah, and you can go crazy here. You can also do a layer with this one. Command G, and then add another layer here. And yeah, you can go really crazy, do really cool sounds. So in this particular example here, I added the Echo Boy here. And just added some automation. Yeah, nothing fancy to be honest. And then the same goes with the hi-hats. You can design your very own hi-hats. And what I did here is using this hats for days that I showed you in another video, but instead using the samples, I was using the drop synth with the hi-hats. So I came up with this one, but still I can change it to my taste. Yeah, it's really cool, this drum synth from Ableton. Really simple to use. So yeah, I hope this gives you a little bit of an idea how you can use that. Maybe some, well, let's mute that. Yeah, some ideas how you can use this drum synth inside from Ableton to create those kinds of yeah, softer kicks. To sum it up, the most important thing is the envelope modulation knob here. Maybe the decay, fiddling around until you get the groove right with the bass line together. Maybe overdrive, then layer some stuff into it to taste. You can use any sample, adding some effects on it to cut out the low end, maybe on those layers, adding a snap, whatever you want. And at the very end, some compression. If you want, you can also use some saturation again to glue that thing together. It's really up to you. Who cares, right? If it sounds good, it sounds good. And then the mono button at the very end of the chain, so to make the whole thing mono, so it doesn't fuck around with the low end too much. And yeah, that's it already. And again, if you want to download the whole chain that I made here, I made it accessible for you for free, of course. You just need to go to the download link and download it there. Yeah, that's it. Hope this helps. Thanks for your time. Let me know if you have other struggles in the comments or what else I can cover in my videos. I'm really into sound design lately. I love it. But I will also do some mixing and technical tutorials again. So stay tuned. See you next week. Thanks again for your time. Cheers.